President Trump's 2024 campaign largely focused on improving the economy, but 1 year in, and the American public believes his administration is not doing enough. A new CBS News poll finds 74% say the administration is not focused enough on driving down prices. CBS News' chief Washington analyst, Robert Costa, joins me now. Robert, it's great to have you here.
Good to be here with you.
You cover the administration closely. You have Trump on your speed dial on your phone.
Well, I wouldn't use that phrase, but...
He just spoke today about his first year. What did you make of his very lengthy assessment?
It went over 2 hours, correct?
Almost 2 hours, yeah. Very long for him.
I mean, it was a real prism into his state of mind. I mean, so much of what we saw was interesting to a point on kind of what could happen when he goes to Davos, but I found this is still someone who's reflecting on his life in New York all the time. He talked about his mother. He talked about playing baseball. He talked about growing up. You see in his sensibility this kind of reactive presidency where it's his own intuition and experience that's guiding him more than any geopolitical strategy. And that has clearly made him a very vexing figure for world leaders.
Well, and for some leaders here at home as well, many of whom are thinking about the midterm elections and the economy and the public's disapproval so far of how he's doing. And I wonder what you make of the many times he brought up former President Joe Biden to explain the economy, as well as blaming his own PR team, saying maybe we're not getting it right because I have, bad comms people.
President Trump's frustrations on that front in terms of communicating on the economy, it's presented in a way that's quite dramatic and it seems unusual. But as you know so well, it's actually not that unusual for presidents to feel like they're not getting their message across, that they're not getting credit on the economy. And so many presidents throughout American history have blamed their predecessor when it comes to the situation, whether it's immigration or especially on the economy and prices. There is a sense among my Trump sources that so much of the American electorate has already baked in Trump's grievances and his personality, and it really is going to matter where the market's at and where prices are at in October, and that this is all really noise until that final last few weeks of the campaign.
And the midterms are so important to President Trump, and he's already focused in on them. What do you think we should expect in the next 10, 11 months from him to hone that message? Because his entire legislative agenda is on the line.
I think based on not only reporting, but just watching today, immigration is going to be put on the shoulders of Democrats as a political burden. Now, Democrats will, of course, argue that this is not a logical or fair argument from President Trump, but it's so evident that he's making immigration the tip of his spear when it comes to the midterm elections, that I'm cleaning up the streets, he's saying. He's putting all the faces of these alleged criminals. I'm not sure if any of them have faced formal prosecution yet or not. I'm sure some have, but the details weren't provided today. So he's putting immigration out there as a point of action. And so if people feel inaction on the economy, or they feel like they're paying too much for this or that, you clearly see this administration saying, well, whatever you think about these other issues, we're clearly moving on immigration. Give us credit for that.
Well, he did make it his opening act today, that's for sure. So thank you so much for that.
Sometimes presidents, their actions tell us more than anything they say.
You're right. And he had a big binder today to show us too. So thank you, Robert.